Okay, well, that's inconvenient.
Couldn't find the witch?
No, apparently she moved across the city and she left a dude without a leg in her basement.
What'd you do with him?
I put him out of his misery, obviously. He was damn near dead from all the blood loss.
So she couldn't have been gone long, right?
Nah, she's been gone a while. Blood clotting chemicals were used. Let's just finish this review about the Deathwatch. I'm kinda pissed now.
You're gonna talk about that stuff again. Okay, I'm going to talk to these fine women.
Yeah, sure, whatever. So, I found out something about both Deathwatch and Rogue Trader, which I reviewed about 10 months ago. While Fantasy Flight doesn't make them anymore, it turns out that Cubicle 7 can sell them now. I don't know if they can sell physical books or not, but I know they can sell the PDF versions of the books, so you can find them on Drive-Thru RPG. But Deathwatch, there's 9 characteristics for a character, pretty standard stuff for a 40k type character. Weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength, toughness, agility, intelligence, perception, willpower, and fellowship. Each of these has a quote bonus unquote sort of thing that doesn't add to the number itself, but says your measure of success. The tens place determines it. There's a chart somewhere, but hell if I know where it is. But to get the number for each of these, you roll 2d10, then add 30. So at most you'll get at this stage is 50. Are you likely to get that? God, no. But if you've got my luck, you'll probably get nothing higher than 37. I've got horrible luck.
Obviously.
Aren't you trying to get laid? Get out of here.
Fine. Sweet mercy.
Now, where was I? Right, characteristics. There's an alternate way to get your points, but I'll be honest, it's white letters on a gray box on a white background. My colorblind ass can't tell what that says for shit. I see the numbers 30 and 100, so I'm assuming it's roll the dice and add points or something, fuck if I know. But it goes into a little bit about chapters, but doesn't really say anything. I tried reading a bit about it, but it looks like your origin chapter just restricts what specialties or classes you can take, and recommends certain personality traits and demeanors. So we'll skip that and go to specialties. As I said last week, I think not long ago actually, these are your classes. In the core rulebook there are 6 of these, and I know there's more in expansion books too. We've got the following. Apothecary, essentially your buffer and healer. Assault Marine, the guy who runs in and gets close. Devastator Marine, which is all about big guns and big booms. Librarians are your Psyker Mage characters. Tactical Marines are your buffers who can point out weaknesses in enemies. And Tech Marines are your repair guys and crafters. Now, I want to point out a bit of formatting issue I have with this book. Where I found this, I also found character advancement. Cost of each advancement, amount of growth, what it requires and such. This is something that should be either long before or long after, as we've not gotten to experience point steps. But whatever, stupid is as stupid does. It's not like it'll get the chapter stuff here. And there's a chart for each chapter and what they can grow things. Apparently, certain chapters and classes can upgrade different things at different rates. What even is a rank? Is that your level, and how do I calculate it? Oh, a little ahead of those charts. Yeah, it's dependent on how much experience points you spend in a rank. That'll bring you up to the next rank. That's fair, I'll give that. The equation is not what you'd expect though, I'll admit. I think the worst part is looking at these advances charts. It doesn't say what things actually do. I know that shit will be in the later chapter, but this would be like if the feats in Pathfinder had cost, prerequisites, and types in one area, then in a completely different part of the book, it actually told you what they actually did. I think Fantasy Flight Games Company might have issues with formatting. I wonder if the company still makes things. Huh. Yeah, mostly Disney licensed products for Marvel and Star Wars, but also a little bit of Call of Cthulhu apparently. But this ain't about that. I'm curious about the chapter advancements. There's only 6 chapters. Okay, fine. Black Templars, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Space Wolves, Storm Wardens, and Ultramarines? Storm Wardens? Huh, that feels weird. I think I've only heard about the Storm Wardens twice? What do these guys do exactly? They gamble and they track and they throw themselves into battle without a care for personal safety. No, seriously, who the fuck are these guys? Unknown founding or successor, primarily a Xenos hunting chapter. Even without the Deathwatch, that's what they do mostly. Secondary is renegade and heretic hunting? Weird, okay. Seems odd that these random schmucks would be brought up and not the 9 loyalist legions, but I assume there's probably more chapters and expansion books. I need to look at sources, I'm curious. Hold on a second. These are a chapter made for this game? There's only one book that wasn't the Deathwatch RPG series, Adeptus Astartes successor chapters, which isn't even a full book, it's a booklet. Okay, I see GW let them have some creative liberty in a field that's actually very reasonable. I'm okay with this. There's skills, but it's a long list, and actually explaining why a random 40k will call drugs chems and sometimes other things, it's probably a censorship thing. What with various countries around the world, hell, Fallout had to change the name of MedX in some countries. Next up is the page about talents, looking like some have requirements, but they all cost the same. In my opinion, this is probably a bad idea, as some will just be better by default, like weapon loadouts in the war game. But this game is, how, 14 years old it looks like? But I think the rest doesn't really change my review, so let's get into the scoring. This is a book with some major formatting issues, but the book also is very convenient too, giving descriptions of some things multiple times as is brought up, but in a few cases too many times. There's plenty of options just in the core book to make characters how you want, but there appears to be some restrictions, which really can be thrown out the window by the looks of it. No reason a space wolf can't be a doctor, really. This book has a lot of good and a few bad, but those bads can be kind of heavy in this book for some reason. I give this book about an 85%. It's definitely worth trying out if you love Warhammer 40,000, and especially if you like and love the Deathwatch. Space Marine 2 will probably get a lot of people to try this whole game out. But let's get going, Con. I still got a witch to hunt. Shove off.